Hallå, oj. Välkomna tillbaka till Konosuba English som vi ska spela idag och If My Heart Had Wings ska vi spela idag. Och idag så You were on a date, right? Nej, jag var inte på en dejt. Jag var med min flickvän. Och min virtuella flickvän. Frågan är, vi ska se, vi ska dra ner den där. Jag har precis satt mig här. Jag har mer eller mindre precis vaknat. Jag har fixat lite te faktiskt. Så att det hade ju varit kul att göra det till en tradition. Sitta och läsa det här varje morgon. Dricka lite te. Det roliga är att jag aldrig smakat det här teet förut. Men det luktade ju gott som in i satan alltså. Det var nog surkörsbär. Det var nog surkörsbär och ja, gudarna vet vad. Och nu har det faktiskt fått stå och dra här i typ 10 minuter. Så att nu är jag faktiskt ganska redo på att provsmaka det här teet det första jag gör. Eller jag kan ju läsa det första de säger här. Oh, welcome home. You were on a date, right? Bara för att det inte liksom kunna säga att det tog 10 minuter för det att starta den här inspelningen. Nej, jag har börjat. Jag tar en paus nu. Fan, det var nog ett av de godare teerna jag har druckit. Jag gillar surkörsbär. Det är Fontana surkörsbär är ju liksom underbart. Tänk det fast i teform. Ganska mäktigt med andra ord. Nu ska vi se här om jag kan klappa igång det här kanske. Precis. Himari was at the Flying Fish Manor when we returned. What? You came here again? Don't you have a job? We don't have club activities today, so hang out somewhere else. Oh, here is fine. It's relaxing. How was it, Kotori-senpai? As such, I pressed Kotori impatiently. Alltså fan vad Kotori och Asatchuan har blivit bra vänner på senaste. I had a lot of fun. The movie was great. We had tonkotsu ramen for lunch and finally... What's that? That is... Kotori placed a paper bag on the table. She has been holding it like it was precious. Himari recognized the logo on that bag. Oh, I know that shop. So you want to buy some clothes there? It's quite expensive, isn't it? No, not really. Himari tilted her head in puzzlement. It was a gift. Det var inte den färgen jag förväntade mig. Men okej. Kotori's face beamed with a smile. No way. I've never heard of that shop. Look here. Whoa, a dress! What a nice color! It will really suit you, Kotori-senpai. Oh, you can say that too, and he bought it for me. Wee-hee-hee-hee. Himari and Yorichan looked at me fixedly for some reason. Well then, I guess I'll go and clean the bathroom. Varför då? Men det är bara liksom default response, gå och städa badrummet. Eller är det faktiskt, finns det någon anledning till det? Vilken fin bakgrundsbild jag har just nu. Nu stängdes ju hela ljudet och allting av. Bara för att jag minimerade spelet sådär. Vilken fin bakgrundsbild jag har. Jag vet inte varför, men min dator har defaultat till att byta bakgrundsbild hela tiden. Jag har inte jättemycket emot det, så jag har inte ändrat det. Det är lite fina naturbilder här. Kanako-san is using it right now. Then I'll go clean the entranceway. Kanako-san is using that as well. And then, after the movie, we had Millefleur at Café Flags. I left Kotori proudly talking about our date and slipped out of the dining hall. Well done, champ. It's morning. Hej katt. Ja, god morgon. God morgon. Du kanske ska få mat i och för sig. It's morning. Finally, today is the day. Quack. Good morning, Hat. It's still early so you can sleep some more. Ja, god morgon på dig, Morgan. Vill du ha mat? Jag kom på att jag kanske skulle ge dig mat. Ja, du kanske vill ha frukost. Vill du ha frukost? Vi tar och pausar här snabbis. Jag ska bara ge min katt mat. Så där. Nu är han matad och nöjd. Jag vet inte riktigt om han var sådär jättehungrig, men han stirrade på mig som en helvete, så jag antar att han kanske ville ha frukost. Men samtidigt så brukar jag inte vara uppe så här tidigt, så att jag vet inte riktigt om det var det han ville, om det var det han var ute efter, men nu är han nog nöjd ändå. Så att vi kan ju ta och fortsätta här. Vi ska göra så här. Så där, perfekt. I got out of bed and changed into my clothes. Så nu har vi det här från Coterys synvinkel. Vilket vi får lite då och då. I moved my wheelchair and got to my desk. I took the notebook, Isuka's flight log, that I had placed on the desk last night. Ever since the day I found this notebook, I began gazing up at the sky. Even before then, I had a vague yearning to fly. My name means small bird, after all. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I was conscious of it. I joined a ballet club and practiced jumping higher and higher every day, but no matter how high I jumped, I still couldn't fly. It was very frustrating. After the accident, when I couldn't move my legs anymore, this irritation became even stronger. It felt like my wings had been pulled off and that I was tossed into a cage. Then I found this notebook. It was a record of how one girl found a way to fly and did it herself. In my heart, the vague desire to fly was tied to the silhouette with spread white wings. I want to try flying too. I put myself in Isuka's shoes and read this journal like I was reading a fairy tale. Ja. På sätt och vis är det typ en fairy tale, men inte riktigt kanske. Men many times over. What I yearned for back then, today I will be able to reach it. When I thought that, I'm so nervous I couldn't sleep well. Because of that, my eyelids were so heavy. Kotori-senpai, are you awake? If you don't wake up now, you'll be late. Yeah, I'm awake. I'll come in a minute. Okay. Hat, I'm heading out. Behave yourself. Quack. Looks like today will be pretty hot again. Senpai complained, while looking at the sun reproachfully. The sky was clear, small clouds were floating here and there, and there was a little bit of wind. Oh, this is the control stick, and you operate the rudder with this, okay? Don't mix them up. This is the control stick. This is the rudder. Det är bra liksom så här. Om du sätter det här så ska jag gå igenom hur du gör när du flyger, bara så här spontant. Den här spaken gör så här. Liksom, det känns ju som att hon kanske borde öva lite mer om hon behöver förklara det där. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Å andra sidan så tror jag inte att det är jätteallvarligt för att som jag har fattat det så kan man styra den både bak och fram, så att i värsta fall så får väl han ta över då. Han har nog lite bättre koll. Kotori sitting in the cockpit repeated the instructions with a meek expression. Don't touch them until I let you, especially during takeoff. This could be seriously dangerous. Yeah, got it. From the rear seat, I could only see the back of Kotori's head, but I still could feel her tension. Kotori. Amane-senpai approached. Today, she took the day off to come here. She wanted to see the cockpit she designed in action. And on top of that, she still hasn't seen any test flights of the improved glider. Well, what is it? Amane-chan, I'm kind of busy right now. Oh, Jesus. I bet you are, eh? Vad händer här då? Frågan är om jag kan... Vänta lite, vi gör så här. Okej, nu är jag tillbaka igen. Det är mycket avbrott idag, men... What is it, Amane-chan? I'm kind of busy right now. Jag satt här och spelade... Jag sitter och spelar RuneScape på mobilen i bakgrunden och det var en jävla event som jag ville göra. Så... Aha, you're nervous, huh? The sky is scary and so high. Mufu, huh? She said, in extremely good mode. At times like this, you should write the person kanji on your palm and swallow it. Det där är en callback till vad de visade till henne förut. Kotori glared at her. It's just because I'm so excited right now. Leave making fun of me for later. It's more like getting even than making fun of her though. Back when Senpai was scared before the original test flight, Kotori slapped her in the face. Many times with a hand where she wrote person kanji on. The person kanji. Even Amane-senpai can be a little unexpectedly vengeful sometimes. Since you like that, I'll lend this to you. Jag vet faktiskt hur man skriver den kanjin. Jag vet inte om jag kan visa det, men... Okej, jag gör så här. Oj. Ja, jag säger, kan jag få rita på den här? Jag vet inte om jag får rita på den här. Det känns som att jag borde få göra det. Men det kanske jag inte får. Färg. Ja. Ta bort. Tack. Since you're like that, I'll lend this to you. Ni får googla om ni vill veta. Amane-senpai held out the charm to prevent traffic accidents Kotori gave her the other day. Oh, thanks, Amane-chan. Everything is ready on this end. Asa-chan, who was in charge of operating the winch, said this over the radio. Alright, let's fly then, Kotori. Enjoy your date in the sky. The canopy was closed. I felt the tension rising. We did the final checks and prepared for takeoff. From the rear seat, I gauged Kotori's mood. Though she was nervous, it seemed she was itching to do this. Do you remember the takeoff procedure? I practiced it on the simulator a lot. The simulator. Amane-senpai's simulator also covered takeoff and landing. Even if the controls are different due to Kotori's disability, I'm sure she at least memorized all of the procedures. Then let's go. I gave Himari the sign that we were ready. Himari then signaled to Asa-chan that the takeoff preparations were complete. The winch started up. Warp warp. The glider that Kotori and I were riding in ran down the runway. Whoa! In mere seconds, the white airframe with huge spread wings left the ground to soar high in the sky. When we released the towing rope, turn around and confirm the separation with your eyes. The winch was pulling the glider using a towing rope. A long rope connected by the hook at the bottom of the glider. When the releasing lever is pulled, the hook should disconnect. If it failed to disconnect, it could cause a major accident. If the glider passes over the winch, the hook is designed to automatically disconnect when it's pulled back, but this system isn't perfect. Towing rope release confirmed. Kotori visually confirmed the falling parachute. Alright, takeoff successful. So today we'll start with the basics of flying. Okay. I explained the glider's basic operations to Kodori. From normal turns to steep turns and other important points. If it's just a normal glider flight, there weren't that many operations to be remembered. The only complicated procedures are during takeoff and landing. Besides those, there was also practice on how to recover from unexpected situations like stalls or spins. And while those are vital to prevent accidents, it wasn't necessary to teach you those right now. Alright, give it a try. Okay, I'm turning left. Kodori grasped the levers, which operated control stick and rudder. I kept my hand on the control stick, but didn't put any strength on it. Jag vet inte vart han tog vägen. The glider banked to the left and started turning. We're slipping. Step on the rudder a bit more. In Kodori's case, she couldn't exactly step on it, but I said it like this out of habit. Oh, I'm sorry for offending you. Slipping means that the nose is pointing in the opposite direction of the bank of the wings. Right now, the glider was banked left and was about to turn in that direction. If the nose was facing right, during the turn the airframe would fly somewhat sideways. In short, if the nose isn't facing the direction of travel and you leave it as is, the lift will decrease and the airframe will drop more than necessary. Kodori leaned the lever which operated the rudder. The nose of the plane faced inward. When the glider regained balance, it smoothly turned left. Pay attention to the jawstring. The jawstring resembles an earthworm and is attached to the front of the canopy where the air current hits. It is a very simple but useful gauge made from knitting wool. When you're turning left or right, the jawstring indicates a slip or skid. This single piece of thread will lean outwards when the plane is slipping and inwards when it's skidding. If it's stretched straight during the turn, the airframe is balanced, you can perform a clean maneuver. If the jawstring is bent, you should apply more rudder in the opposite direction. Det här har de aldrig gått igenom förut. Det är som att de lärde sig det här. Alltså, de som har skrivit den här versnoveln, de lärde sig det mitt. Halvvägs igenom när de hade skrivit klart där versnoveln så bara, åh fan, det här visste vi inte. Vi tar med det. Ja, vi slänger in det där. Now, one more time. Try turning right. För de har gått igenom typ allt annat. De har gått igenom så sjukt mycket grejer här så det är förvånande att det fortfarande finns grejer kvar att prata om. Okay. While checking the jawstring, Kodori operated the control stick and rudder. The glider banked to right. This time it was turning smoothly and properly blah 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 balanced. Properly balanced. Everyone, I brought some ice cream. Here. Oh, how thoughtful of you, Joru-chan. Yay, ice cream. How's it going, Nesan? Kodori-senpai is still flying. I'm not sure, but she seems to be doing really well for her first time. Kodori is amazing. Munch, munch, while. She's better than me already. Munch, munch, munch. She has always had good reflexes. Reflexes? Jag vet inte varför jag rättar mig själv hela tiden här. She practiced with the simulator quite a lot. So you knew? I only saw by chance. I noticed she was sneaking into the secret base and I wanted to check what she was up to. Kodori-senpai doesn't show her hard-working side to anyone. That's so cool. I think she was simply embarrassed to show anyone her ridiculous enthusiasm, though. But there's no doubt Kodori is a hard-working person. Kodori's flight training continued. We were gradually losing altitude, but we still had some margin. That's thanks to Kodori keeping the sink rate to a minimum. Whoa, the airframe gliding through the empty air lightly shook upwards for a moment. What was that just now? Probably a thermal. If we get on it, we could fly higher. Roger. Kodori turned the glider around and searched for the spot we passed just now. Oui. Det var så reaction. Here, a thermal. Thermals have cores. To find those, you should fly in circles with a small radius if possible. Kotri searched for the core while flying around slowly, drawing a figure 8. Suddenly, our rate of climb increased noticeably. Got it, over there. As Kotri found the core, she leaned the control stick and tried to make a sharp turn. Oh, what? The glider turned while maintaining a steep bank angle. As we turned sideways, we were assaulted by a strong G-force. I felt as if all my blood went to one side. My consciousness got a bit hazy. When I'm not controlling the glider myself, I can't predict when the G-force will kick in. It's quite tough. While thinking that, I shouted, be more gentle when you're turning. Oh, sorry. Kotri loosened up on the control stick. The bank got shallower and the G-force weakened. So, that was a bad move. Take a good look at the variometer. Yeah, which one? Even though the glider should have entered the thermal's core, it was actually sinking. Jag undrar vad alla de här betyder. Vem vet? Det här är väl en hastighetsmätare, va? Det här borde vara en höjdmätare kanske. Jag vet inte. When you bank deeply, the sink rate will also increase. You should find just the right amount of turning radius while judging the strength of the thermal. If the turning radius is small, the bank gets too steep and the glider loses altitude. Nevertheless, to be able to climb, you'd have to find a thermal strong enough to raise the airframe despite this issue. If the thermal's core is very strong, it's better to bank a little steeper to stay within it. Of course, there is a limit. But otherwise, it's necessary to keep the bank shallow to reduce the sinking rate. Meaning, you have to play it by ear, right? Yes. So, who's the idiot who made a steep turn to stay inside the core? No matter how strong the updraft in the core, it won't carry the glider upwards if it's banked too steeply. Furthermore, the constant G-force will really make you feel lose consciousness before too long. But I want to fly higher, as quickly as possible. Kotri said this impatiently. Damn, what a daredevil. However, the turn itself was very neat. Really? I watched the jaw string and there was almost no slip. At first glance, it seemed unreasonable. But in reality, it was a beautiful, perfectly balanced turn. Sink rate was also kept at minimum. There's no need to rush. It's better to climb slowly. Okay. Kotri replied cheerfully, then maintained an appropriate bank to make the glider climb. They're flying around and around. They caught a thermal. Oh, they're so high, just looking at it is scary. I hope she didn't get too excited by her first flight. Hey, Oi, can you hear me? What is it, Himari? Aren't you flying too high? We caught a great thermal, it's fine. I'm backing her up. Well, okay then. Kotri, don't do anything unreasonable. You heard her? Don't overdo it. Okay, I get it. Kotri responded, concentrating on flying. She was completely focused on riding the thermal. I was honestly surprised when I gazed at the ground getting distant. There's almost nothing left to teach her. When it comes to basic operations, she almost perfected everything. She's beyond the fast learner. No matter how many times you use the simulator. It's not the same as actually flying. But Kotri got the hang of it right away and was able to catch an invisible thermal and take the glider higher. Her piloting skills, no, her senses, might be far above the rest of us. I've come closer to the sky, Kotri muttered while gazing out through the canopy. Meanwhile, the glider continued climbing steadily. This is a good thermal, it's quite strong. There's quite a bit of crosswind right now, so be careful. When I said this, Kotri looked down. Whoa, we're so high. The ground looks hazy and almost surreal. Men du har flugit förut, du borde veta det. That's because we're twice as high up from the Tokyo Tower right now. Hon har ju flugit förut, jag vet inte. Right now, our altitude is approximately 700 meters. We caught a good thermal and Kotor ended up climbing this high on her first flight. So, the windmill hill has that shape. It looks like a crescent moon. From this height, being directly above the windmill hill, we could see all of it with one sweep of the eye. The hill ran alongside the lake in a semicircular shape. That shape catches the breeze blowing from above the lake. The wind gets stronger as it travels up the hill and it rotates the windmills. Huh? The wind that blows from above the lake gets caught by the half-moon shaped hill. It gathers there and gets stronger and then runs up the hill. The windmills were built there because of this phenomenon. It feels great, flying like this. Kotori sighed softly, her voice carrying a hint of pain. I feel so free, like I could forget about my legs. When she's flying, she doesn't need her legs. Hon kan ju inte använda dem ändå, så vad ska hon med dem till? No offense, men... only in times like this does she truly seem fine, free. I knew it. It suits you better to fly on your own instead of having someone else fly for you. Kotori thought about it a little before answering. Yeah, that might be so. My name is Kotori, right? Ever since I was little, I have always looked up at the sky while thinking about flying. I never thought those dreams would come true. My name... Okej, fint. Nu ska jag prata lite om mig själv istället. My name means totally handsome... totally handsome stud. My father picked it. His hobby was photography. Alltså det är verkligen så här, ignorera allt hon sa. Börja bara prata om sig själv istället. Inte ens kommentera någonting utav det hon sa. Uppenbarligen en fin stund för henne liksom, men nej. His hobby was photography. He would often take pictures of the sky. He told me that on the day I was born, the sky was deep blue, and that's why he named me Oi. So this place resembles your birthplace. Ja, Oi betyder blå på japanska, va? Yeah, we're kinda the same. I replied, while smiling at our embarrassing exchange. Now that you mention it, there was a clear blue sky on the day. I heard how I got my name too. It feels special to me. Det har jag lärt mig från att spela Yumina the Ethereal. Därifrån. Yumina the Ethereal. Då får man lära sig sånt där. Det är Aoi, Midori, Akai och Kura, Shiro. Jag vet inte. Well, after that, I learned that the kanji for my name actually refers to a greenish blue color. It was a little disappointing. Rising into the sky feels great. I wish I could keep flying forever. Rising into the sky in a glider felt marvelous. It was as if we were released from the bounds of gravity. I saw Kotori's profile as she gazed outside the canopy. Det är roligt att han säger det, för jag vet att i senaste gången de flög så pratade han om att liksom, we are still affected by gravity, blah 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 blah. I saw Kotori's profile as she gazed outside the canopy. She looked like she was thinking about a faraway birthplace. Don't be careless. No, don't be careless. Remember, always pay attention to the airflow. Otherwise, we will lose altitude. Okay. Kotori answered vigorously and gripped the control stick more firmly. We're done cleaning up over here. Oh, good job. Let's call it a day. We flew until sunset and then left the field. Between maintenance and rest time, we got in 5 flights. Oh, today's the first fly. Today's first fly was really long. That's because there were some great thermals. The flight had the ideal soaring conditions. The best way to learn is to fly as much as possible. Because the number of times we can fly is limited, it's best to be in the sky as long as possible. Kotori made a lot of progress today, to the point where she can even take off and land. Kotori really is an amazing person. I don't think I know anyone who could match her. Senpai had been impressed the whole time today. It's all thanks to the cockpit that you designed. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. By the way, where did she go? If you're talking about her... If you're talking about her, she went outside. Outside. She's outside right now. She's slacking off from cleaning up and was just daydreaming. Yorchan, who just returned inside, told us. Go tell her we're done for today. Ah, okay. Outside of the secret base, Kodor was gazing up at the sky absent-mindedly. What are you doing? I feel my body shaking, as if I was still in the sky. This is the top of the hill. If you raise your gaze a little, the ground disappears from your field of vision, and it looks as if you were floating in the sky. Okej, jag vet inte om det är så det funkar, men... Bara titta rätt upp. Even though this was your first flight, you were flying for quite a long time. Kodor looked up into the sky with a hint of pain in her eyes, as if she was yearning for it. What should I do? After today, nothing will be the same again. I experienced such a wonderful thing today. I feel like my head is in the clouds. I also felt like that on the day of my first flight. To the point I thought living with your feet on the ground was annoying. We'll fly again, as much as we want. We spent a whole year preparing for that. Yeah. Jag vet fortfarande inte hur de får den där jävla flygplanet till och från den där platsen. Utan om... Alltså det är om Anchan kommer med sin jävla truck. Men det kan han ju inte göra hela tiden. Så jag fattar inte riktigt. Okej, vänta, vi ska ta en paus till. Vänta. Sådär. Jävla freaky forest där det kommer 2 gånger här. Det är spännande ändå. Ganska spännande ändå. The sky that was so clear and blue during daytime was now filled with countless twinkling stars. Kodor's eyes, that gazed at the sky so yearningly, were sparkling just like the stars. Jaha. Det var typ slut där ändå. Okej. Men det kunde inte jag veta alltså. Det kunde ju inte jag veta. Överblick här. A few days before the end of August. Okej, vi ska ta och sluta här. Jag får tacka så mycket för att ni har tittat, så hörs vi nästa gång. Tills dess får ni bra. Hej då!